Hi there, welcome to another video tutorial. In this video, we will be looking at two things. I will begin with what we see on the screen right now, setting up a P2P network or a peer-to-peer network. And we're going to use our Cisco Packet Tracer Simulator application to do that. So let's dive right quick into it. So I'm going to bring up my simulator. There it is, and let's begin by setting up a peer-to-peer network. We discussed this already, and we just want to bring everything we spoke about to life. So I'll begin by bringing up my device, and I just use the generic one. Next, I'm gonna add a switch in between. You can move each device around. You have enough space to work with. I'm gonna add my connection cables. Now, we spoke about copper straight through and copper crossover cables. Here it is. But the beauty with this application is, I can just click on the first one and it will automatically generate the right, cable that goes. So click on switch and I just pull the mouse and it drops right there. Do the same. Now keep in mind, when all the dots on both ends are green, then there is, smooth flow of traffic or network. So let us assign IP addresses to our devices, to our computers. So right now there is none. How do we know there isn't any? So if I open my command prompt in your physical device, the CMD, will bring the black screen. So this is like the same thing that, on this our simulator. This is how we access that black window. So if I do my regular IP config, which we know there is no IP address, so let's assign an IP address. Let's say 5, and I just click on the subnet mask and it generates that for us. So we assign an IP to PC0. We'll do the same for PC1. .192.168.2 PC0 was 5, so I'm gonna make this 6. Let's go back and double check. You can as well label it. Let us ping both devices to make sure they can communicate with each other. Ping. So this is PC0 pinging PC1, whose IP is 192.168.2.6. And we get a positive feedback, packet sent for, received for, so we didn't lose any. So PC0 can communicate with PC1. It can ping PC0 from PC1. We also get a positive feedback. So we've succeeded in establishing a P2P network. Let's proceed. Come back to a notepad on the right side and let's proceed by adding DHCP server to the network. Remember, this is the client server network. So I go back to my simulator. On the servers, just click on it. I'm gonna place that right there. Bring this down. It's my server right there. And what's next? We need to link it up to the switch. Our server needs an IP address, so we're going to assign a static IP to the server. Let's say 10. Okay, 192.168.2.10. Okay. Oh, we need to label our server. So I'm just going to call this DHCP DNS. Because we're later on going to equally set up DNS for our server. And let's put that IP address right next to it so that we can see it and remember to use it. So 192.168.2.10. PC0 is 2.5, PC1 is 2.6, but guess what? All of that is going to change later on after setting up our DHCP server. So let's proceed. So to make it easy for us to understand, this is going to be 1. And this is going to be step 2. Okay. So I'm going to delete the current IPs for PC1 and 0 because that is going to change. So server IPs 192.168.2.10. Okay. So our second step, which is what we're doing right now, is adding a DHCP server to the network. So I come down to config, right here, the tab config, click on it, DNS, and we're going to configure our DHCP, and assign it the IP range. Remember, we spoke about IP range. So our starting IP range, ranges, this is where we input that information. So we leave what it is, 192.168.2. Let me just say it starts from 15. Click on save, and that information is updated down there. So our start IP ranges from 15, 192.168.2.15, and done with that. So we come back to PC0. Now we wanted to pick an IP address on the DHCP server. So it is on static. I click on DHCP, request an IP, and boom, see, I went. So this is the first PC, and it picked up the first range of IP that DHCP server has been set to, the 15. Do the same for PC1. And it picks an IP from DHCP. So it goes in that order, 192.168.2.16. And we can now level it again, 192.168.2.16. .192.168.2.15 PC0. So let us test if the PCs and the servers can communicate with each other. So I'm gonna ping, begin with PC0. I'm gonna ping 192.168.2.16. I'm pinging PC1 right now, and it works. Let us ping the server. And it works. We didn't get any failed results, but everything positive. So we've succeeded in adding a DHCP server to our network. So right now nothing is static apart from the DHCP server itself having a static IP address. But our regular PCs all have dynamic IPs generated from the DHCP server, right? So the next step will be number 3. Adding DNS connectivity network. This is still under client server network. Okay, so to add a DNS server to our network, I come back to our current server, which is both a DHCP and a DNS server. Okay, and I'm going to put the server IP right there. It's the same as the current IP, 192.168.2.10. And that is our server. Come to configuration under DHCP, DNS server, put the IP right there. And that information has to be saved. Okay. Now we have to register both IP address and both IP address and host name in our DNS database. So we have to create a database. Remember, I spoke about this, and so we're also creating our A record. We said an A record is host name to IP address mapping, and it's stored in a DNS database. So name is the server 0. You have to write the name exactly the way it is. Server 0, address right there. Click on the add button. See the name. What type is it? It's a record we just generated, and the IP address assigned to this name. This is because you could as well ping just the name of the device, just like you do ping the IP, and it's the same thing, the same system you're pinging. Let's do that with PC0. Let's do for PC1. So we have created our A record. PC0, PC1. It's actually uppercase P. The letters are uppercase. See, I just click to highlight and I make these changes. Click on save. So we just created our DNS server. We're not done yet. So I click on PC0, and that DNS information needs to be generated right here. So then you click on static and click back on DHCP. That's like resetting the entire configurations or settings for our network, and it generated the DNS server IP information from the server itself. Do the same with PC1. Static, back to DHCP, and boom, it's done. So I can ping, this is PC1, I can ping PC0, PC0, and that gives me a positive ping because PC0 is 192.168.2.15, and this is possible also because in the DNS database, PC0 is assigned to this IP address, so it knows what result to give back. Gives a positive ping. So that tells your DNS settings are right. Let's try to ping our server from PC0. Click on the command prompt, ping server 0, and you equally get a positive ping. Packets sent 4, packets received 0, lost received 4, lost 0. So we got positive pings. Everything seems to be working well. So we've set up a network. We started by setting up a peer-to-peer network, followed by adding a DHCP server to our network, and lastly we did set up a DNS server, so a client server network. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned, and please do the same for yourself. And such networks can be expanded. In some settings you have multiple servers, you have multiple end devices or PCs. You have, so this is a LAN, and you could set up another LAN with server and PCs, and you link both, you know, and that's where you bring in a router that links this LAN to another LAN. So this LAN will have a router, the other LAN will have a router, and link up. So thanks for watching, and yeah, take care, bye.